Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlechter, part of the Athletic Podcast Network. With me tonight on a Thursday night, it's my good friend, Taylor Dickerson.
What's up, YouTube? What's up?
And it's Alex.
Man, that's a really good intro. I like that.
What's up?
Wow.
You should do that more.
You should do that all the time.
Have you
You
noticed
should, you
that
should
when
make Jay start doing that instead of it's Jay. Make Jay do
what's
butts
up?
up.
I think.
Have you noticed that YouTubers, when they say "what's up," they do add like a B or a P sound to really make it pop. So
Really?
I think every time now that I said "butts up," that's all you're gonna hear.
Wow.
God,
Wow.
You know so much more than me.
No, you don't even, dude.
You're so smart.
Don't even start to do this reverse alpha thing to me right now. Everyone knows you're the YouTube god.
Okay. So there's nothing to talk about because it's August 22nd. There's nothing going on. I will say I have ridden in 3 Waymos in the last couple of days. And if you don't know what a Waymo is, it is a self-driving car. It is unbelievable. And
Is it Waymo better?
it is Waymo better. Trust me.
What is the price comparison?
It's pretty similar. It's pretty similar to an Uber or a taxi. It's about the same.
Do you tip?
There's nobody to tip.
Okay.
There's no
I mean
person
they're
to
not
tip.
paying labor though, so you don't need a tip.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I'd recommend it. It's great. I rode in a Waymo to dinner, and then I rode back in a taxi. Felt way safer in the Waymo.
Really?
Really?
Waymo safe.
Waymo safer.
Wow. Did you get back Waymo
Promise you
quick?
that. I actually did. The taxi driver took us in one of the least efficient ways back. So I'm just telling you, the future is now, and these self-driving cars are coming for everybody's job. So
Speaking of coming, Gark Balls has already commented, OKC coming different this year. Huff huff.
wow, shout out Gark Balls. Wow,
Shout out Gark Balls.
shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat on this Thursday evening. I thought we could answer listener questions, so we'll do that. We are going to do a Tayshawn's about players that have ruined our team, but we still like them. And then right here at the top, we're going to talk about rivalries and if there's any true Thunder rivalries that exist. And so I ask you guys the question: when you hear, hey, Thunder rivalry, Alex, who do you think of first? And I thought maybe we could give like a top 5 for the Thunder.
I mean, post this playoffs, I would now say the Mavericks pretty definitively are a rival. I mean, it still doesn't feel like the level of like a true rivalry like that other teams have, but it does feel like something's beginning because their fans and our fans don't see eye to eye, I would say, on a lot of things, such as how that series played out, and how certain people on each team played. I don't think we all agree on how that all happened. So I think that's definitely
tell me what you mean.
Because people, I just see Mavs fans saying like, Chet got his butt kicked. It's like, they murdered you when Chet was on the court.
Yeah,
Chet was incredible.
Yeah,
he was so dominant in their minutes. Daniel Gafford was trash that whole series.
He was bad. Gafford, little known Mavs dirty little secret. Gafford's just not very good.
He's not.
Yeah, and Mavs fans are so dumb. They see Gafford get a couple big blocks and they think, oh, he's so much better than Chet. Why don't you look into the stats, you big idiots?
He'll
Focus
be
seems
a like 15-minute per game guy before too
Yeah.
long, because Lively's just going to take that spot over. And
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
as
for
soon
sure.
as he can do it, as soon as he can play 30 minutes a night, there's no reason why he shouldn't be.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Derek Lively, he scared me in that series. Thinking about how young he was, how raw he was supposed to be this year, and then how good he was already by that playoff series. I was like, yikes. And then you also have to add to what you were saying, Alex. You had Shea versus Luka for MVP this year.
And I feel like that's gonna be a big thing this year, especially if like the Nuggets fall off at all. Where like let's say the Nuggets are like more in the 5th, 6th seed range. They just have like kind of a weird regular season. And the Mavs and Thunder are right at the top of the Western Conference with like the Wolves. I feel like that is going to heat back up.
Yeah. Like Ant Luka, because mine was going to be the Timberwolves too, at least this year, I think, because they're in our division as well. So we're going to be playing them a lot. Ant has really like picked up some star steam from last year and then through the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna, Luka, Shea, Ant. That seems like the three young guys that are going to be in that top elite grouping now.
I still don't feel anything about the Wolves. They still feel like so distant to me. Like I really enjoyed our games against them. Like I think it's a really fun matchup. But I think until there's a playoff series, I just don't really feel anything.
Yeah.
Yet.
A playoff
Whereas,
series.
like, I hate the Mavs. I'm already sick of the Mavs.
Did you hate the Mavs before the playoff series?
Probably. But it got worse. My hatred deepened. And then the other one, which has become, I would say, a talking point just over this last week on Twitter, is once again Houston popping back up.
Yeah.
I swear every time I log onto Twitter now, Şengün is trending. And it's probably my fault because I keep clicking on it. I don't know what I'm expecting to see.
Seriously?
Yes, it all started because StatMuse, that awful account and website that doesn't work, they made some post about like who would you rather have? Like it was Şengün versus Chet. And then that just like turned into this whole thing, I would say led by one particular Houston account. And I did not engage.
Yeah.
I did not engage, but I was reading. I was looking from afar. And then it became like a Şengün versus J-Dub thing. It's just very annoying.
Wow.
And I used to be a Şengün defender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my only argument was I think he's better than Enes Kanter, which I didn't think was that big of a jump. But I still believe that. I think he's much better than Enes Kanter. Yeah.
Freedom.
But I'm thinking of Enes Kanter. If you're talking about someone in the past, wouldn't I refer to him as his name then?
So I would say I would agree with you, but Basketball Reference doesn't change the name to go back. Do you know what I'm saying?
But if you're talking about Kareem at UCLA, do you say Kareem or Lou Alcindor?
Kareem.
But he was Lou Alcindor at UCLA.
Yeah, but you still...
All of the records there say Lou Alcindor. It's like the Ron Artest Meta World Peace.
Panda's friend.
Panda's friend. Yeah, that's a good point. God, that
my
throws
my hairstylist is named Panda. Shout out to Panda.
Panda.
But I'm really sick of Houston, and I can feel it bubbling up.
Yeah.
I like too many of their young players, which that in and of itself makes me angry. I don't like that I like so many of their young players, and I hate how much they're investing in certain players. And I'm sick of seeing stuff about Şengün. I just I don't care. And the thing that bothers me is, listen, if you're a Rockets fan, I totally understand why you would say, oh, Şengün would be the second best player on the Thunder. I get you're a Rockets fan. You would say that. I promise you, every single preseason ranking that we're about to get, which we already got it from NBA 2K, I promise you Chet and J-Dub will be ranked ahead of him.
Yeah.
I promise you that. So you're welcome to think that, but literally everyone else would take J-Dub and or Chet. Well, obviously, and if you get both, or Chet over Şengün. They just
Yeah.
would.
Everybody.
And
It's
it's
not
fine.
even a question.
You're a Rockets fan. You got to believe what you got to believe. But I'm telling you, that's only a belief in your little bubble. No one else in the league feels that way. That's why I don't engage. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Let them have their time where they think Şengün's that good, because it's going to come to a screeching halt soon.
I just can't wait for it all to play out.
It's going to play out. It's going to play out. Here's the deal. Like he will never defend at a high enough level to be like a true starting center that helps you win playoff games. You know, I think he's like a Vucevic. He's a Vucci main. You know, like one of those guys. Like, obviously, he's made all-star teams. He's a good player, a valuable player that's made a ton of money in the league and has scored a ton of points. He's got a ton of rebounds, but at the end of the day, when you're trying to win games in the playoffs, those type of centers, unless you are Jokic and you are literally the best player in the NBA, it is just really hard to build around those kind of players.
Well, it was kind of what I was talking to Jay about on Wednesday, where there are this certain class of players, Brandon Ingram being one.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he's obviously good.
Yeah.
He obviously deserves his contract. And yet no one really wants to build their team around him as the number one guy, or even really the number two guy. And I think that's where Şengün's career is headed, where he's going to be obviously good. Yeah. He's going to get a huge contract, but I don't feel like the Rockets want to build around him as their number one guy. Like, I think they're going to want to explore like Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd and all of these other blue chippers that they have to see if they can find someone that they can build around other than him. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe he'll be amazing. Maybe he really is Jokic 2.0. But I'm sick.
No, he's not.
I'm sick of hearing about him.
Are Brandon Ingram and Vucci Man even good enough to be on the docket for the next case that we're making for known losers?
I mean, yeah, because like Christian Wood is on the list.
Should Christian Wood be on the list? That's too much. That's too much recognition, I think.
Christian Wood deserves like his own category if he's going to be lumped in with like Brandon Ingram. Christian Wood is like beyond.
He's a known loser though.
He is a known loser, but he's just kind of he's a loser that's known. Maybe there's a difference.
Okay. I just feel like there's this type of player where you feel pressure to talk about them positively.
Yeah.
When in your heart you know that you wouldn't want them on your team. Brandon Ingram is that type of player where yes, he's good. Yes, he's become a much better passer. Like, yeah, he does a lot of really great things. He's gotten better. I would never want him on my team. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad he's not on my team. And I feel like there's this class of player where I wish we could just be a little bit more honest with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like good enough for their contract, but like beyond that,
but you just don't want to be the one paying it.
You don't want to pay him.
So how long, how many more years before we can put Şengün on that list? And here's a question. Do you want Şengün? Is Şengün in that category yet, Alex, or not quite yet?
Well, Houston has already basically said that he is because they didn't extend him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about that because I don't know enough about their cap situation to know if, like, by not doing that, are they freeing up a bunch of cap space for next summer? In the way that, like, the Sixers did with Tyrese Maxey? Like, maybe it is justifiable. But at the same time, if he was Chet, they wouldn't do this.
No,
they would give him next contract this summer.
Yeah,
this summer. There's a certain level of player, and the exception is going to be Tyrese Maxey, because I will admit that is a weird exception because Tyrese Maxey is a very good player, and it did happen to him, but it really was like a perfect storm for the Sixers. I don't know if that's the case with the Rockets, but I just don't know enough about their cap situation next summer. I mean, Fred VanVleet.
They have a club option on VanVleet for next summer for 45 million. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, they're still playing Dylan Brooks $21 million. But yeah.
So I mean, maybe it does make sense where they're if they're planning to move off of Fred VanVleet, they'll be able to free up, like a max slot or something. I don't know who the player would be, but
Yeah.
I just so one of their young guys has to get like really good this year for them to feel comfortable letting Fred VanVleet go. Because I talked about it with Jay, like he is so important to how good they were.
I mean, definitely.
I love that Spotrac. I'm just noticing I'm on Spotrac right now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, is it Spotrac or Spotrac?
I don't know.
And they have the percentage of the cap next to each guy's money. That's cool. I think that's newish.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's where I'm at too.
I'll lock that.
I'll lock that.
Jalen Green's cap hold is $31.2 million next summer.
Cap hold.
Yeah,
what are they going to between hot wife and cap hold?
Stop. What are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do? That's the thing. Is like, who's in 5 years? Who's the best player, young player from the Rockets?
In my honest opinion, I would choose Amen Thompson or Reed Shepherd. Those are the two guys that I've kind of locked in on.
Okay,
because I think they offer really unique traits. And they're already elite at certain things. I think, Cam Whitmore's interesting. I think Tari Eason's going to be like a really solid role player for a really long time. Şengün's, I mean, he's good. He obviously is putting up crazy stats. But yeah, Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd are the two guys that get me most excited from their young guys. And Jonathan Williams.
Jonathan. Two-way superstar, Jonathan.
Okay, so that was another one.
Oh yeah, that was the same conversation.
I know. Every time I start talking about the Rock, like me and Jay did like 20 minutes on the Rock.
You just can't stop.
Good for you, man.
They're super interesting.
They deserve it.
They're really genuinely a fascinating team because they have so many young guys. I mean, I said this to Jay and I didn't even like totally believe it at the moment, but Reed Shepherd, Amen Thompson, and I said Cam Whitmore. I was thinking like how many NBA teams would any one of those three be the best young player on the team? I started going through it and it really was like more than half the league. It really was. Now it depends how you feel about certain guys, but like take a team like Portland. Who would you take between like Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, and then like Reed, Amen, and Cam Whitmore? Like I'd lean towards one of the Houston guys.
I would still hold my Scoot stock.
You're still holding your Scoot stock. You gotta hold Scoot stock. Scoot stock.
Like Amen is so interesting, but he is a weird player to build around.
Yeah, because it's kind of a Ben Simmons.
Like he can't shoot. Like can't.
He
can't do it. Like he and his brother cannot shoot.
They're not allowed.
They just cannot. Like that is like a huge concern. I mean, and Amen does enough. I'm really worried. Asar I'm worried about. Like offensively. Like does he do enough to be able to stay on the court? Amen does enough, but Reed is an interesting compliment to him, but like Reed's got to be really good. And Reed is really small. Like they have like these guys that are tantalizing in some ways, but they have like these giant deficiencies that just you have to be so good in these other ways to overcome them. And the truth is like most guys that have these particular deficiencies aren't good enough in these other areas to make up for it. Like there's just
true, like point guard who can't shoot, shooting guard who's like 6'2", center who isn't going to be an elite rim protector, and then shooting guard with Jalen Green who's like super skinny and also can't really shoot. Hasn't shot above like 34% from three.
Yeah. That's the thing. And like you look at when Rockets fans are thinking about like J-Dub, like J-Dub doesn't have a true deficiency.
He doesn't.
Like it doesn't exist. Chet as a big man doesn't have a deficiency except for like he's just skinny. But he proved. I mean, he played all 82 games, plus the playoffs, plus the preseason. Like he proved that like he can do it. Like he can hold up and play the center position. So
Well, a stat I either forgot or just never realized. I was on Clean the Glass today.
mhm.
Because Shamit Duo he's a Pelicans fan. He was talking about like why don't they just start without a center? You know, because like why start Daniel Tice and take away minutes from like Trey Murphy? And he brought up the example of OKC, and I pointed out like that's true. Like OKC did get by with like creating a lot of turnovers, but they were number one in rim defense. According to Clean the Glass, their opponent rim percentage was like 61%. Minnesota was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And having that from Chet is like such a cheat code. It allows those types of lineups to be legitimate.
Yeah.
And so I like the idea of a small ball Pelicans unit just because I do think it would be really fun, especially offensively. But I just don't think that can be like your first foot forward, you know, like I think it would honestly, it would be scary against OKC. Like I'm much more scared of that idea than them playing like Daniel Tice at center. Like, yeah, bring on Daniel Tice, please play him.
Yeah.
But I think for like an 82 game season, I just don't think that can be like your go-to lineup.
No.
They were already not a good rim defense team with Valanciunas.
Yeah, they had JV. They're incomplete. Like they just can't. They just need to be different. They just have to be.
So do you guys?
I was going to say, do you guys buy into the Spurs as a rival to the Thunder yet?
Not yet.
Not really. I will say, even though I mean he's obviously good, he's generational. Blah blah blah. I am getting. I'm getting a little worn out. Like I don't need someone tweeting every single time he plays. This guy's gonna take over the league in like 2 years. I swear. You see that tweet. You see that tweet. You see that tweet every single time he plays. Like, can we just relax? Like, just let him mature. Let him become that.
It's going to be so exhausting. It's going to be so exhausting. It's going to get worse this year.
It is.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
I also think it's like super fun, and he's the type of player that I'm like. In fact, you know what? Can we do Tayshaun's Factoid Fickery Dickory right now?
Please.
This is kind of related.
Tayshaun's Factoid Fickery Dickory.
You have to sing it again.
Tayshaun's Factoid Fickery Dickory.
Hey, I'm Tayshaun. This is my Victory Dictory. This is from Reddit. And I thought it was a great question. I read through so many comments, so I wanted to bring the conversation here. Who's a player that damaged your team, but you don't hate? He can be either an opponent or part of your team. So who gave you who's given you nightmares? Who just destroyed a future or a potential championship for your team? But you know what? You look back now and you're like, that player destroyed us, but I don't hate him.
And this is the corollary with Wemby, because I could see him becoming this type of player where like he might be just amazing, but I won't really care because it's like this is kind of crazy to watch. And I feel that way about Steph. Like I just like watching Steph play. And what I thought was super interesting, people were talking when he had that game against France and the game against Serbia too. They were saying like, you know, when you think of Steph, like what's your first memory? And they gave a few examples. The most chosen one was the shot against OKC, which kind of blew my mind because that was a regular season game.
That was regular season.
Really low stakes in the grand scheme of things. But that shot was like so important for just how people thought about Steph.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was interesting. But yeah, he's that type of player for me where, yes, there were some bad times with Steph and the Thunder, but I just enjoy watching him. So
see, to me, Steph is like too good. It's like LeBron. It's like, okay, if he destroys you, what? He destroys everyone. What are you going to do about that? But I have a different player on the Golden State Warriors that is my player that damaged us. And it's Klay Thompson. It's specifically Game 6, 2016.
I don't like him.
I like him.
See,
Why don't
I'm
you
not a
like
Clay fan. He just rubs me the wrong way.
Why?
I'm just not a fan.
You didn't like his attitude during last season.
I didn't. I don't like when he was
Okay.
like going against the Suns and like showing Devin Booker the 4 for 4 rings. It's like,
Yeah.
I just think he's kind of lame.
I've heard some things about Klay Thompson lately that make me more agree with Alex. I don't know.
Really?
Woo! Let's
Yeah.
go.
Can you give like something? Give something.
I've just heard he's just not a nice person.
Really? Wow. Well, that kind of ruins my.
But Taylor
Player?
loves him. He has a poster.
I like
of
him. I like his kayaking videos. He seems
Yeah.
like he seems like he would be a cool, chill guy. But I guess
He puts
he's
out
not.
that persona out there, but
I'm,
apparently
I'm seeing right through that.
apparently it's not the case. Like the
Apparently.
cool dude, like chill, like, oh yeah, you could just hang out with it. Like, no.
You can
No,
tell
no.
from the way this last season went that that's just like
Yeah.
not him. Because that
Yeah.
guy, the guy who like drives around on his boat and
Would have signed whatever contract with the Warriors and just stayed. Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah.
guy that we think he is wouldn't have gone to Dallas.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
That guy would have been like Ginobili or whoever. Like Ginobili just like yeah, whatever. I'll take whatever and just stay in San Antonio.
The other player I thought about that kind of felt like it damaged us, but it was too early. But it was like what Dirk did to us in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
That to me was just like so demoralizing.
Mm-hmm.
Like so early in Thunder fandom and in that whole story too. That it was like, oh wow, this one player can, we put how many players on him in the post?
5.
We tried literally our whole team on him. And
Yeah.
he just destroyed us. And that was pretty demoralizing.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It was also like, well, he did it to every team in the playoffs that year. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think too much about that.
Mhm.
But Clay game 6, that was the one that was like, that was just kind of the start of everything else that happened after that.
But you were cheering for him as he made all those threes because you love him so much.
No, I hated that, but I liked him today until now. Now I guess I have to reconsider based on this new information. But never meet your heroes, Clay.
That's right. Don't do it.
Andrew?
Do it. I probably agree with the Steph one, especially after this summer. Like, yeah, he killed OKC, but man, watching him and rooting for him in the Olympics was just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just amazing. Brendan Blumen in the chat says Samaj Christian.
That's a good one.
Honestly, I'm not. Yeah, like I don't hate Samaj.
Yeah,
he did damage the team.
I'm
Okay,
almost
what about
positive.
what about a
he still
tanking
lives in
era?
OKC.
He might. What about a tanking era Thunder player? Is there one
Damage the team.
that damaged the team? I mean, Poku.
Yeah.
I mean, Poku might be like one of the most damaging players of the last decade to the Thunder, and I honestly still love him.
Do you have feelings about that part of it though? Like, yeah, you have feelings about you still love him, but do you actually have feelings about, he really hurt me. He really hurt this team.
No, it's not like that.
No.
I actually feel that way about Isaiah Roby because he hit that 3 in Portland.
Yeah, that's probably the way that you go. Like, okay,
but
here's
how
one.
can you be mad at him?
Here's one. Here is the answer to this question. It's Mike Muscala. Because Mike Muscala hit that 3
in the bubble
that gave the Sixers the draft pick that became Tyrese Maxey, and the Thunder would have had that pick had he not hit that 3.
Have drafted Tyrese Maxey.
That I know, but like but that shot, whether they took Poku and Poku's brother in the draft, like that shot still hurt the Thunder. They lost the pick in that draft because he hit that shot. It damaged the team. But we still love him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who went after Maxey. So Zeke Najee, Leandro Balmero, R.J. Hampton. I feel like they probably would have taken R.J. Hampton. Emmanuel Quickly, Peyton Pritchard.
Oh, RJ
Dan
Hampton.
Sabuki.
They couldn't have taken Hampton. Oh, come on.
You don't think so? Jade
don't know.
McDaniel,
Come
Malachi Flynn,
on.
Desmond Bain. I don't think they would have taken Bain.
They wouldn't have taken Bain. They wouldn't have
And then they
taken
took
Bain.
Teo at 34. Would they have taken Daniel Turu? Maybe they would have taken Maxi. Who else would you have taken?
I don't know.
Not that many guys there.
It could have been Maxi.
Maybe it could have been Maxi.
Would have changed everything.
For the better? Maybe not necessarily.
Maybe not. That's the butterfly effect. You never want to do it.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
You never want to do it.
Butterfly effect and oh god, what's that dream movie that came? Hold on.
Conception?
Click.
No.
Yeah, click.
You're talking about Click.
Jared Leto was in it, early 2000s. I think it had Dream in it.
Jared
Requiem for a Dream.
Yes, Requiem for a Dream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those two movies freaked me out, man.
Terrible.
They philosophically ruined me.
Yeah, they're terrible. But
Yeah,
honestly,
not a movie
like
I should have watched at 14 years old.
Yeah, right.
no,
exactly.
I know.
Why did we all watch that so young?
what?
Why was
I
that?
don't-
I don't
so-
know.
I
How did
have
we all
no
get
clue.
access to it?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I have no clue.
Almost everyone I know our age has watched that when they were like between the ages of 12 and 15 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a psyop.
Anyways, the answer is Mike Muscala. That shot, if he doesn't hit that shot, there's a good chance Joel Embiid is not on the Sixers anymore.
Yeah.
You know, just to bring Russ into this conversation, all of the Lakers fans in the comments on this Reddit post said
Yeah.
Russ.
Oh, really?
That's funny.
Yeah, they'd be like, I was mad at Russ, but really it's LeBron's fault for wanting
Wow.
Russ.
That's very
But we
mature.
still like Russ. It's not really Russ's fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting that, like, you know, Lakers. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Of course, Lakers fans would get Russ when they got Russ and be like, this changes everything. We're going to be amazing now. Russ fixes everything, and then get mad when he's exactly who Russ was at that time. But
yeah, a year from now, that's what Nuggets fans will be in the same chat saying the same
do
thing.
they are they that
It'll be
delusional?
different.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're not that delusional.
Yes, they
Surely.
are.
Oh yeah. No, listen.
You think?
We need a guy that can push the pace off the bench. He's going to help. I mean, just think about Zeke Najee, Russell Westbrook pick and rolls. You know, it's
The reason
really
they can
gonna
be
work.
delusional is because their bench is so bad that
It
like the
can't get
alternative
worse.
Yeah, that's how they feel. It's like, how could it be any worse?
It's like
So we might
just
as well.
it's like just watch this. in the regular season, I think it'll be fine. In the playoffs, though, it's like watch out. Watch out.
I mean, they'll have games where Russ and freaking Jamal Murray will be 5 for 30 from the field,
yeah.
and Jokic will be 15 of 17, and they'll lose by 30 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jokic
Nuggets fans
can't
are
say
going to lose
anything.
their minds.
Jokic wanted them.
Speaking of rivals, there's two little interesting pockets where at the end of February, you mentioned the Timberwolves. The Thunder play the Timberwolves. They play a road home back-to-back against the Wolves on a Sunday and a Monday. So Sunday, Monday, they play
Where's the second
the
game?
Wolves. Second game is in OKC.
Okay.
And then this is so weird. I talked about this with Michele on Monday, but they play the Nuggets Sunday, Monday too, back to back, but they're both at home.
Wait, at
In
home,
OKC.
OKC.
Mm-hmm. So they play the Nuggets on Sunday at noon, and then they play the Nuggets Monday at 7.
And then they have
I
to fly
think-
to Boston for Wednesday. ESPN.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
disgusting. Andrew, Put this in the document. Add this to your files of evidence that the league hates OKC.
Yeah,
They want the team out of here.
they got to get him out of here. Yeah, it's weird. Those are going to be weird, but potentially, like, if you want to develop a hatred for the Wolves, and this is weird. So they play the Wolves the game before the All-Star break. Then the All-Star game, All-Star break, they play Utah, and then they play Minnesota twice. So they play them in 4 games, or in 4 games they play them 3 times.
Wow.
So it's just going to be a lot of T-Wolves.
Yeah.
Well,
around the
T-Wolves
All-Star
T-Wolves
break.
month. Did you say
So-
All-Star break? So did you say this is in February?
Yeah.
February.
February.
I always
February.
struggle with how to say that because my brain knows how it's spelled. So I want to say it how it's spelled, but also I don't want to sound too like
February.
I don't want to sound too smart, too pretentious, which is a
I know.
problem for me. I sound way too smart all the
I
time.
was going to say,
I sound so
all-
pretentious
all the time. All the time you sound
So
pretentious.
it's such
We
an
get so many
a-
iTunes reviews where it's like, love the show, love most of the guys, but
the guy who calls himself Tayshawn is too pretentious.
It's just too pretentious for me.
yeah.
It's just too pretentious. Yeah. I will say that, like, my kids are becoming big NBA fans. My oldest son hates Wemby.
Really?
Yeah. He is sick of the hype. He is sick of everybody. Wemby this, Wemby that. Hates it. So I'm just saying, like, that what the NBA is pushing is starting to work, at least with one person that I know.
Wemby and a Waymo.
Wemby and a Waymo. Wemby.
that's one of our first national TV games. That's our 4th game of the season
Yep.
at home against the Spurs, ESPN.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool.
Ooh, that's right before Halloween, October 30th.
Very
So
spooky.
people will be dressed up for it too.
Yeah, it'll be really
Ooh.
spooky.
That'll be
Ooh,
pretty-
Los Halloween.
What do you guys think about a potential Thunder Grizzlies rivalry? I think that's something that we talked about before. All like the Ja Morant mess and the Grizzlies just completely falling apart. And now it's just like we just don't even think about the Grizzlies. But
Yeah, they're a tough team to gauge. Like, I would need to see them in a playoff series before I could even begin
Yeah.
to care. I'm picking them to be really good this season, and I do think they're going to bounce back. But
what
I
is
feel
really
not-
good? What does that mean? What's really
I
good?
think they have a chance to be a home court advantage team. I would pick them to be top 6, but I think they have a decent chance to be home court advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, I don't really feel anything when I think about the Grizzlies.
Chet versus Edie.
Honestly,
Oh,
actually,
there is Edie now. Yeah.
you could talk me into that. I wasn't even really thinking about Edie.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah, if you
makes
got-
sense because, like, Shea versus Ja that's pretty good.
I mean, that'd be
pretty
great
fun.
theater. Great theater. Yeah.
And
it'd
just
be-
like 2 teams who kind of think of themselves as like really good defensive teams.
yeah.
Just like so much defensive talent. Caruso and Smart, and I mean it would be fun. It makes sense, but it's just been so long. It's hard to feel that rivalry right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least there is history.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah,
now
there
they
is
have
history.
let's see how good GG Jackson is now with the full healthy squad.
Let's see.
Can't wait to
Gigi-
see.
Gigi's not going to matter this year for them.
Oh, come on, dude. Don't say that.
I bet he's the guy who goes way too high in fantasy.
No question. You know, Ja Morant is a year and 30 days younger than Shea.
A year and 30 days. I guess that makes sense. I would have thought they were more the same age, but
Yeah. That's just kind of wild to me. Because Ja just became like a superstar a lot faster than Shea.
Yeah, it felt very similar to like D Rose.
Yeah.
When D Rose came into the league.
Yeah,
D Rose
definitely.
still on this Grizzlies team, by the way. I just checked.
Yeah.
And it feels very similar to D Rose and Russ. Where
Mhm.
Russ, it took him a little bit longer to come into his own, and then weird.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's it.
Yuta Watanabe.
Watanabe.
Pretentious. Yuta Watanabe is a Brian Dickerson favorite after the Olympics. My dad
Oh, really?
loved it. He texted me one day and said, "You got to catch the end of this Japan-France game."
Yeah.
And it was a good game. I did go back
was.
and watch the end of it. It was very good. And he was like, Japan has this guy, Yuta Watanabe, who is just spectacular. He's amazing. And I thought that was great. That was very endearing, and I loved it.
He's good. He's good. Okay. So I think so Mavs, Rockets, Spurs as a top 3 rival. Do we feel good about that?
Yeah, I think Warriors are kind of fading out, so I don't really think of them that way anymore.
Yeah.
Denver, I mean, theoretically should be, but I just don't really feel anything.
Wolves.
There. Yeah, Wolves maybe this year.
We had the play-in loss to them.
Okay.
We'll put Wolves at 4.
I feel like the Kings always kill us, but I don't.
Yeah, I just don't feel anything there either.
The Clippers, I mean, the Clippers off the court, yes, but on the court doesn't really mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the East?
No.
Who play a couple times a year? Maybe the Heat. They've just given us some disgusting games over the years.
That national TV game where it was like, we're finally on national TV, and then like Jimmy Butler shoots. He like set a record for the number of made free throws in a game.
Honestly, the only team in the East that I think you'd have a chance having a rivalry is the Magic, because we already have seen some stuff with like Paulo versus J-Dub.
Yeah.
And they're like the next up and coming young team that's probably going to make a jump.
Yeah.
You could just see a lot of those young players from both teams being in the same conversations.
Yeah.
Like people are ranking players, and that would piss off one or both of the fan bases. So
true.
Maybe that would be one.
How happy are you that you don't have to talk about Giddey versus Franz anymore?
Were we? Was anyone doing that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Oh. Well, yeah. I guess I'm glad.
Are you glad?
I was not talking about that.
We definitely talked about it. You and me.
What?
Yeah. What do you mean? What?
What you mean in like? Oh, we could have taken Franz.
Like in year 2, we were talking about like Giddey over Franz.
Oh.
I promise you, it happened.
Okay.
Well, you seem really happy.
We don't have any record. Yeah, we were way wrong.
Also, he was like really good in his second year. I mean,
I know.
Shot 36% from 3, almost 19 a game.
He's a good player.
4 and 4. You want to do some TQs?
Yeah, we should do some TQs. God, it's been 44 minutes. What happened? Let's take a quick break. And we're back after that quick break. We're going to answer some Twitter questions. There's a lot of summertime Twitter questions to answer. Let's get to it. Our first Twitter question comes from Robbie Spencer. Can we take a moment to appreciate the size on that thick daddy from France assigned with the 76ers? Talking about Gershon Yabusele. You guys excited for the Gershon era in Philly?
He's really betting on himself, from my understanding. Like, because
Yeah.
Philly could only pay so much of that buyout, so he's having to pay some of it. It's like a decent amount, and then he's going to be on a vet min. But I do think he's going to a good team for him, because it's not like they have a ton of power forwards.
Yeah.
On the Sixers, so it would be
They
cool.
don't.
I mean, that'd be a very cool story, because I remember that draft and how he was being talked about as French Draymond, and clearly didn't happen. But you watch him in those Olympics, it's like, yeah, he can definitely hang. Like anyone who can dunk over LeBron probably deserves a shot.
And he got better. His shot got better in the EuroLeague. Like that was the thing with the Celtics, is like he couldn't shoot.
Yeah,
but he's gotten a lot better as a 3-point shooter, and so we'll see. He's not going to play like he did for France. Like he took a lot of shots for Team France, and was like the guy a lot of times. And he will not be that. And so it comes down to, can he hit corner threes and can he defend well enough? You know, because that's what you are with the Sixers. You know, as a role player.
I wonder what he's going to weigh, because his Basketball Reference has him at 6'8", 260, which is wild.
But is that from 2019?
I know, that's what I don't know. I don't know if that was his.
He's a thick daddy though. He's a big dude.
He's big.
Yeah.
He is. Do you guys know what? Alex, get off Basketball Reference right now.
Okay.
You already looked, you friggin' cheater. Do you guys know what Yabusele? Who is that?
What?
You hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
Andrew, something's going on with your mic. Yeah, it's.
Oh, it is Andrew.
Be a professional, dude.
Is Andrew's shirt signed? Is it autographed?
I think it's a printed autograph. Oh, no. Yeah, it's still.
What does
Just don't touch your mic at all.
It sounds like that sounds better. I think that's better. Talk.
Hello?
Yeah, that's better.
Is your T-shirt signed by Shaq?
I mean, it's like a printed signature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is Yabusele's nickname?
Okay. Yeah, I did look at it.
You
something. Is it Dancing Bear?
Ooh. How'd you know that?
I've looked at his Basketball Reference page in the last few days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dancing Bear, isn't that beautiful? Or in French, in Francais, ours dansant.
At Snake Shooting wants to know, what is the best hot dog brand, and what do you put on your dog?
I'm into Kirkland dogs right now. Kirkland brand from Costco.
Is that Costco?
Yeah, they've got great dogs. Great dogs, cheap.
Yeah. The Sam's brand, same. Like the Sam's brand of dog is very good.
And hold on, I'm talking the dogs that you buy and bring home and cook, not the ones that they cook there.
Yeah, it's the same one though.
Okay, not Kirkland.
They're the same. They're the same ones. They are at both places. It's the same ones.
They're smaller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like normal size. You know, if you get a hot dog at Costco, it's a little bit bigger, just like Sam's. So if
you can buy the big dogs at Sam's.
Well, I don't. Oh, you can. Well, maybe you can at Costco too, but I'm talking small weenies at Costco.
Okay.
Kirk's got some good ones.
Okay. Yeah. What do you put on your dog?
I would love just diced onions and mustard. I'm good. Now I'll take more. I'm just saying, if that's bare minimum, I don't put catsup on my hot dog anymore.
I'm a ketchup guy. Or if I can get a chili dog, I give a chili dog.
When I went to
a chili dog.
That's what I was just thinking too.
When I went to Iceland, they're like well known for their hot dogs.
Yeah.
And I think part of the
Really?
reason is because it's such an expensive country that like the only food you can reasonably get is a hot dog. And
Yeah.
so like we went on this like multi-week like road trip around because it's like a big island, and every single stop I would just eat hot dogs, and their hot dogs are made from lamb meat, and they serve
Ooh.
them with like crispy onions on top,
Mm.
and they're really good. Like
sounds
I
good.
sort of get it, and they have like special sauces that they only have there.
Wow.
It's kind of unique.
No,
New
Alex, you
take
told
on an
me,
old dog.
you know that gif of that girl that goes like this, and then there's just like hundreds of hot dogs flying at her face?
Yeah.
That's what I felt like when you were describing that just now.
Oh, it sounded that good.
Wow.
It was a great place for pocket dogs because I'd buy a couple at a time, just stick a couple in my pockets for the road.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, honest, dude, a 6-pack of Corona over there is like almost $30, just as
Oh.
a point of comparison. So like
Lord.
a hot dog being $4 or $5 was like super cheap. And it
Are
was
people
the only-
making a lot of money over there? Or people just don't have stuff.
People just don't eat out in the way that people eat out here. They
Yeah.
make, they cook their own food, and
Yeah.
but yeah, like beers. I mean, we found a happy hour where the beer was like $8, and we were so excited because usually they're like 15 per pint.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pricey.
At Pepsi United, what lineup do you think will have the best net rating? He's going with Shea, Joe, Dub, Caruso, Chet.
I think he nailed it. I saw this question because in my head I was like, okay, you got to have Isaiah Joe because he's plus minus king.
Plus minus king. Yeah.
You got to have Shea and Chet.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, why wouldn't you? Who are you going to choose over Dub or Caruso? I think there's too much unknown about the potential like Twin Towers look with.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know yet. Whereas like I know that Caruso is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his picks are what I would go with right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. There's also like the Case and Wallace wild card of like, does Case and Wallace make a jump in year 2? Like, what does that look like? But I would still probably stick with this one. And if I didn't choose this one, the Hartenstein, like I don't know what to think about the Hartenstein lineups either yet. So that is definitely another wild card. But I think that's like probably the safest answer.
Yeah.
For the best net rating. At Rocka Hadaway, how do you think the Rockets will use OKC legend Steven Adams in the rotation? He's still a starting level big for most teams, but I don't see him and Şengün or Landell sharing the court. Steve-O can shoot too. He's just too humble to take a shot. Lol.
He'll be the starter by Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Steven Adams.
I mean, what's super interesting is we all know what Ime Udoka likes in a team.
Yeah.
We know. And if Steven Adams is anywhere close to what he was defensively previously, you know that Udoka is going to want to play him. So if he's healthy and he's playing well defensively, it wouldn't shock me if he's getting like over 20 to 25 minutes a game at some point. Now, maybe he's just not that guy anymore. Maybe all the injuries have just, maybe he's just like a bench big that's more there for just being a great guy and playing spot minutes. Maybe that's just where his career is at this point. But if there's any Steve-O left, you feel like Udoka would really love him.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. And there would be, if Steve-O can really play, there could be some Şengün controversy.
And it's like, I feel like Steve-O has to really be able to play because they're bringing him in to be like a culture guy too, and like these young guys, I just don't think they're going to listen. You saw what happened. The Grizzlies tried to use Steve as like a culture guy vet for the young guys, but he was injured all the time. So they
Mhm.
didn't really listen to him. And I just think it's like you're going to have to be able to play and contribute to winning if that's going to be your culture vet.
Yeah. Steve-O only
But
played for
Boban is a great culture vet. He doesn't really play.
Yeah.
Sometimes everyone's just gotta like him.
Yeah.
Did he help the culture of his team though?
Why he keeps getting jobs?
People just
He's
like
got to be
him.
doing something right.
People just like him. Yes,
he's in
Steve-O
John Wick.
played. Steve-O only played 2 years for Memphis and played 76 games in his first year, and then played 42 in 22-23, and then didn't play at all last year.
Yeah.
Man, feels like he was in Memphis a lot longer.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is that only played 2 seasons for them, just over 100 games for them. That was it. Played 1 season for the Pelicans, only played 58 games that year, and then the rest with OKC. It's kind of wild.
Steve-O on the Pelicans, I can't totally picture that. And it just happened not that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was the trade for Jonas.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Let's see. At Cowboy Germ, which would be the most exciting thing to see next season? 1, SGA winning the MVP, J-Dub winning Most Improved, or Chet winning Depoy? I mean, it's got to be the MVP.
Yeah, it's Shea MVP.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the rivalry thing, if Shea got MVP over Luka, because it really does feel like if Luka's going to win it, this is going to be the year. Like everything's setting up for Luka, based on him coming off a finals appearance. So if Shea won, I mean, that would just be a massive victory over Mavs.
That would be unbelievable. Chet winning Depoy you could argue for that one because he wins the one before Wemby.
But see, the only way I actually think that one is feasible because it's basically like if Wemby gets hurt and misses any significant amount of time, and the Thunder are number 1 in the West, like I think it will be Chet. I don't think Rudy Gobert is going to get. I know we keep saying this, but he's not going to get another one. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, and there's if the Thunder are healthy, there's a legitimate chance for them to be the number 1 defense.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And if they're the number 1 defense, who wins the Depoy? It's probably Chet.
Yeah, that one's like semi-realistic.
Yeah, that one's realistic, and you could talk yourself into the hype because he won one before Wemby. Because people are already saying like, "Oh, Wemby's going to win them just in perpetuity. Just he's going to win all of them."
What's the cutoff for awards? How many games?
65
games.
I mean, tomorrow, get your vote in, dude.
Wemby was at 71 last year. He was only 6 games away from missing the cutoff. So I don't think it's that crazy.
Are you saying you're going to do something?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if
he
missed the amount of games he missed last year and just a couple more,
the
path would be open.
True.
You could Tanya Harding Chet all the way to Depoy, Alex.
That's right.
No.
At Thunder Meme Guy, you're complaining to Mark D about how you just lost your babysitter for the night. He tells you not to worry about it. He'll get one of his guys to help you out. Which current Thunder player are you trusting to watch your kids?
Nick Gallo. Bring him down.
Listen, Nick Gallo, already a trusted father. Easy. But it's a player, though. You got to pick a player.
I mean, the easy choice is always Kenrich.
Yeah, it's Kenrich. He's the family man.
Yeah. How would
true.
you choose someone over Kenrich?
Yeah, Kenrich is the easy one.
Or do you look at it as like, man, if I choose this guy and him and my kid really hit it off, maybe I could become friends. I enter the inner circle. I don't have to do podcasts anymore because I'm friends with everyone on the team. I'm part of the entourage.
So you want to become part of somebody's entourage.
Yeah, like just aim high, like pick Shea or Chet.
Yeah.
Hope your kids playing with trains, just like real. Maybe they're train guys. Maybe they really hit it off.
Yeah, but then here's the thing, Alex. You have to actually be able to see yourself being friends with this person.
Yeah.
So
I
like
know.
Chet and
That's not
J-Dub,
gonna happen.
too young. Shay is young, but he's much more mature.
And
So,
he has some fatherhood experience.
That's true.
true. You guys could bond over babies.
And trains,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Trains, come on, just bring the
Cross your
trains
finger
back
for
into the
for a
conversation.
little
I
choo-choo
just hope he's
action.
not a Hape guy, because Brio is the brand you want, and there's this other brand out there called Hape, HAPE, that some toy stores carry, and I don't want it in my house.
Toy Stories.
Yeah, it still works with the Brio tracks, but I don't want it. I only want Brio in my house.
So if Brio were Lego, Hape
Yeah.
is
Mega Bloks.
Mega Bloks. Okay.
Oh yeah, you do not want Mega Bloks.
Right.
Yeah.
Come
I will say,
on.
I did see some pretty cool things that Hape are doing, but still, I'm sticking with Brio.
Yeah, Kenrich is the easy one. Caruso, I think, would be great as a babysitter. J-Dub would be awesome, I think. Underrated one, Dylan Jones. I think Dylan Jones would be great with the kids.
I don't trust him yet. I don't know him well enough. I need to get on the phone with his mom.
He's great. Dylan is great. I'm a big Dylan Jones guy. Which would be the player that you would feel the least comfortable leaving your children with?
Chet. He has I'm afraid he'd come over a little red-eyed, if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
Probably just Topic. He's just too young.
And
Yeah,
the language barrier would be.
He's just too young.
I mean,
you just throw an Airbud, and it's fine.
Yeah.
True. Actually, he's at the top of the list now.
Yeah.
Watch an
He
Airbud.
already likes the movie.
Yeah. The answer is Nikola Topic to watch my kids, and they're watching Airbud.
They can watch all of them. They can watch all the spin-offs.
We're watching Space Buddies. Maybe that's the bit that we do on media days. Like we we do Airbud trivia with Nikola Topic. How much does he truly know about Airbud?
Wait. Also, Andrew, can you pull up the part of the script in Airbud and make Topic be the clown at the end when he's like, "Come here,"
Yeah.
when Airbud's trying to choose.
Yeah.
Or
Wow,
put
yeah,
him in that somewhere. Anyway, we can this is probably off-pod conversation, to be honest, but
yeah, probably so.
Did you know that there's been 14 films in the Airbud series?
yes,
This is from a Reddit post 8 years ago.
We
So
had
there
an
could be
entire
more.
segment on this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen to the podcast you're not on.
I usually do.
Ridiculous. I didn't even know you and Jay were on a podcast together, by the way. I hope it went well.
Thanks.
At Joseph Forecast wants to know, when does Mark take over Team USA coaching? Well, it's going to be a minute before he takes over. But I do wonder if he's like a candidate to be an assistant in 2028.
Yeah, maybe he could be an assistant. I mean, all those guys have won a championship. It's like Pop, Kerr, Ty Lue, Spoelstra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I would say by 2028, Mark D will have one too.
Oh, there we go.
So there you go. At H_Claw, your favorite dinosaur?
Good question.
Great question.
You guys have one?
You
guys into dinosaurs? Did you ever have a phase of life where you're into dinosaurs?
Yeah, I was huge into dinosaurs.
I mean, like T-Rex is such an obvious answer, but
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look. I mean, this is so lame, but I'm
you
trying to give an answer.
Stegosaurus guy?
that will make me be
Yeah.
respected among the other dinosaur guys.
Right. Yes. No, I understand. I understand.
I prefer the Allosaurus.
I always liked the bird guy.
A
bird guy?
pterodactyl?
No, not the pterodactyl. There was another bird one. It had like actual feathers.
Well,
You
a
know, some people
velociraptor.
believe that all dinosaurs had actual feathers.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people think
That's-
that dinosaurs evolved into chickens,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
or that the chicken
Oh,
comes
yeah,
from
yeah.
dinosaurs. I don't know.
Yeah, man. My kid is not into dinosaurs yet. Maybe that'll be his next phase. But right now I could tell you a lot about bullet trains,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm out of it on dinosaurs.
The
I need to get back
Triceratops
in.
is such a classic too. It looks cool. It's got 3 horns. It's got the shield head.
It's like
such a
really well
cool-looking dinosaur.
designed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
God did a great job on the Triceratops.
It's a cool dino.
God must have spent a little more time on you.
On the Triceratops.
On the Triceratops.
Absolutely.
God cooked on that one.
God.
Spinosaurus. I like this. I'm just clicking on random dinosaurs, and there's a news article, June 7th, 2024. Spinosaurus was a lousy swimmer, study says.
Ugh.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
We're still taking
Okay,
shots.
did you see the newer Jurassic Park movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that big water one.
Yeah.
That
That
one's
was a
cool.
cool scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that called?
I don't know. They probably made it up.
What?
Probably.
I always thought the Ankylosaurus was a little kind of a dork. Yeah, that-
Ankylosaurus. I don't know.
He had like a big rock on the end of his tail. that he could
Oh,
spin
I
around.
think that's cool. I think that's cool.
He kind of had like a little armadillo look to him.
Yeah, I know. I think he was cool. Imagine one of those hitting you full steam in the chest.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Just
I'd be
imagine.
so sore.
Yeah. Megasaurus.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like that.
Yeah, baby.
Another question.
Okay. When the new arena is built, this is from @Sammy_boy_H. Are there any unique or special features that you're hoping for?
My real idea, which I've already
Mhm.
said on here, is that I would like the entire west wall of the arena to be windows on the concourse so that you get to see the sunset when you're coming in for games, because we get so
Yeah.
many beautiful sunsets here in Oklahoma.
Facts.
And I'm not there, but they are in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that'd be really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Especially people visiting from other states, getting just
Yeah.
to see that big old sky.
So here's my only question about that, Alex. Isn't the west side where all the rest of the downtown buildings are?
No. Well,
Is it
I don't.
not?
Where are
Yeah.
they building it? Are they building it where the Cox Center was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
I still
Where
think
is
it should be a clear shot, because isn't the Botanical Gardens?
I was gonna say the park is right there
Yeah, the park
to the west.
Oh, okay.
So it should be
You
good.
should be all right.
I'm not good at my cardinal direction.
Especially
Wasn't
if
in the
it's-
military.
Especially if it's on, if you put it, that goes all the way up to like the 3rd level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if it's
To the
like the
heavens.
entire, yeah, they have that in Utah, and you get to see the sun setting over the mountains.
Ugh,
In the
We
arena.
should get some mountains.
It's
gorgeous.
amazing.
Gorgeous.
It
we should
is-
get some mountains.
It is amazing. It is really cool.
Change the name of Loud City to Heaven, and just make the whole
Yeah.
300 level heaven themed. There's clouds everywhere.
I just thought
Everyone-
of The Simpsons when you said that. Just do Simpsons themed clouds everywhere.
Everyone up there, you get to call yourself an angel if you sit up in the 300 level. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Do
Anything
all the
else?
seats already have cup holders?
No.
God,
Okay,
wow,
I
you're
really
really
need that.
thinking big, Taylor.
Well,
Really
listen,
thinking big. Oh, maybe we could get some cup holders. Maybe one on each side. Maybe I could put 2 cups for 1 seat.
listen. You make fun of me. Do the seats have friggin' cup holders right now? No, they don't. So
Yeah.
put some cup holders in the seats. I'm a simple man. You know what I don't like? Spilling my drink every time I have to stand up because someone has to go take a wee wee.
Somebody kicks your drink over.
Instead of concrete, thick carpet.
Just
Shaggy.
shag carpet on the
Yeah.
stairs all the
So you
way
can
up.
just like lay down in the middle of the game. And it's like
That would be cool.
It's like crusty from all the Coke that's been spilled on it.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't know. It's hard for us to dream, I think. Like
Yeah,
what
they
are
don't
what are
really
some
ask
in
us.
yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone just
So-
saw what the new Clippers arena is like. I mean, there's that fan wall. That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just hard for me to dream big too because I just don't believe they're gonna do as much as they could.
Yeah, it will
And
not be like the Intuit Dome.
they're gonna have a ton of money though. If they're really spending $1 billion in OKC, I feel like
Yeah, but by
They're
the
gonna have to
time we
spend
get
it
to
on
20,
something.
by the time we get to 2028, $1 billion is going to be like nothing.
$1,000, $200,000,
Oh, no.
Alex. With the way inflation's going now, are you kidding me?
it's gonna look like the original Ford Center.
They're
And
not going to
they'll try
have.
to sell us on like the nostalgia of it.
It's going to be outside.
It's like this is an exact replica.
They're just
of
going to
the
have.
Ford
They're
Center.
just going to knock the Cox Center down and just put some bleachers up.
You know what they've done too? They're going the right way with food. The food in arena food has really taken so many leaps up, so
Yeah.
many
It's gotten a
steps
lot better.
ahead. And I think they just need to keep going down that track too.
In some arenas, you can order. They have like an app for the arena that you order food on, and then
That's
you just
great. Someone brings it to you.
yeah.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's
Yeah.
cool. I'd do that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Labor costs though, massive.
Just trying to create jobs. It's all right.
Yeah, you're paying for it. No, you're not. Me and Alex are paying for it. Actually,
Why am I paying for it?
you're going to the game.
Oh,
Andrew gets in free.
Yep. I asked this question earlier to Joe Masato and to Michele and to Brett Dawson. Who scores more points per game, Chet or J-Dub next season?
J-Dub.
yeah, J-Dub.
You don't think there's any chance that it's Chet?
No.
It's not that I don't think there's any chance, but that would require such a bigger leap than J-Dub just getting a little bit more usage.
Yeah. No, I think this season is set up for a J-Dub jump. Because like all the Giddey usage, like a lot of it's going to him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
as a
mean-
baseline, he should jump up to like 22 or 23 points.
Oh
at,
yeah.
like, minimum.
Yeah.
And so that already would require like a 7 to 8 point jump for Chet,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot to ask for.
I wonder. To me, the thing that could swing it for Chet is if he takes like 8 threes a game.
Well, and free throws, right? Like if he can get to the free throw, because the field goal attempt differential is not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Last year, J-Dub was 14 field goal attempts, and Chet was 11.6. So they're only 2.5 off per game. But so, I mean, I guess if Chet's just hitting threes and getting to the line, then I could see it. But it's hard to imagine that outscoring J-Dub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think both those guys though are like prime for a pretty significant jump next season, which is going to be really exciting. I think both those guys are going to be amazing. Okay. Thanks so much for listening to this show and for tuning in
Hey.
on a rando Thursday night. What?
I
Breaking news?
got to tell McKellar something. I'm assuming he's listening.
Yeah.
I've been doing Ancestry.com
Yeah.
for fun. I just got bored.
Yeah.
And I found out my great-grandparents are from Italy. And they're from Naples. And they're from another little town. Well, that's not a town, but they're from this other town.
Mm-hmm.
And I also found out that my great-grandfather, when he came to Ellis Island, he was 34 years old and he was 5'3".
Really?
And 124 pounds.
Wow, you've really evolved.
I know. He was a short king.
He's a tiny guy.
Tiny guy.
Wow.
His name was, and this is the other thing that blew my mind. His name was Giuseppe. His wife's name was Giuseppina.
No, it was not.
Yes.
I feel like you're making all of this up.
No. Well, what I've learned is that Giuseppe is like Joseph, and so it's like Josephina, which but he found a woman who had like the female version of his name.
And what was the last name?
Bonavolanta.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Giuseppe and Giuseppina.
That's amazing.
But anyways,
was she tiny as well?
I didn't see her height.
That's the thing. She was 6'7" and 340 pounds.
It is crazy what you can find. I found his height on his World War I draft card.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
just
kidding.
out there. By the way, also, there's every yearbook is on Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
So like I searched for me and it's just all my pictures from every PC North High School yearbook. So all your stuff is out there.
What?
It's all been scanned digitally and it's
By
all on the
whom?
internet.
Who's scanning our yearbooks?
I don't know. But it's like every yearbook. I found my mom's high school senior photo.
Really?
My God, the scale.
You got to pay for this? You got to pay for that?
You get a 14-day free trial, which is what I'm doing right now. And then I'm definitely canceling it because it's super expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was expensive.
But yeah, go check it out. You can find crazy stuff out there. Crazy stuff.
Wow.
So wait, when you do the free trial, this isn't a spit thing or anything, is it?
No, this is just like you're just searching. Like
you put in
records.
your.
It's just like what's out there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
I might give it a try. A little trial.
Yeah, report back.
Yeah,
let us know. Maybe you had a short king.
Enter in the promo code DUNK for
Taylor's great-grandfather free trial. Was 4'1", 92 pounds.
No, they don't believe anything I tell them about my grandparents on this podcast.
Oh man, we have Couch Rant in the chat. Says, lads, watching this at 2:30 p.m. from Melbourne.
Oh, that's nice.
Start off the Friday good. Okay, that's great. Let us know where you're from in the chat. We're just hanging out here.
Where are your grandparents from? How tall?
Where are your grandparents from? And how tall was your grandfather? Let us know in the chat.
Hey, if you guys want me to share my screen, we can start going through the tree.
If we have another COVID and we're like, what are we going to do for podcasts? This is what we're just
going to share. Everybody's going to do a 14-day free, take their turn with the 14-day free trial. Going through their ancestors.
Yeah, better than a book club. That didn't last.
Yeah, the book club did not last, unfortunately. Oh man.
Well, this is fun.
T-Dot's in Miami. Just checking in.
Ooh, it's late there.
All right.
Yeah, it's really late there.
What are you doing? It's
1:30 a.m. there.
He's just checking in. That's all he's doing. Okay. You guys good now?
Right. Good to
Anything
go.
else? Any other messages that we want to get out to anybody?
Me and McKellar are brothers. We're related. I need them to know that.
Miguel de Vela, it's 1:23 in Manila. Do you guys just want to stay on this and just share what time it is?
My wife is kicking me out.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Ooh, Sonically Bliss found Thomas Jefferson was his 5th cousin.
Whoa.
Wow.
Shout out.
Talking
What a
to my wife now.
brag. Wow. Okay. All right.
I think 5th cousin, you could biologically be fine if you had children with Thomas Jefferson.
Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys again on Monday.